Hello everyone, this is Mark Cook, founder and CEO of Shiny Shoe. We are the creators of Monster Train. Thank you once again for joining me on a developer stream. I'll be happy to take any questions that anybody in chat may have and answer them live. In addition to that, we'll be playing a little bit of Monster Train today on stream. But before we get into any of that, I have a few announcements. So first of all, one thing that we are planning for in terms of content updates for the game is to add some new mutators. And if you don't know what a mutator is something that you can attach to a multiplayer mode, which includes the daily challenge. We automatically generate certain mutators. And if you do a custom challenge, you can add whatever mutators you want from the amount that we have that modify the game in some fundamental way that often make the game harder or easier. And then it gets interesting when you combine multiple of them and their effects kind of combine in interesting ways to put twists on the game. So we're planning to add more mutators to Monster Train, and we are interested in the community's ideas. So if you have specific ideas for mutators that you think would be cool, please share them in either Discord or on the Steam forums. But if you share them on the Steam forums, the top mutator ideas that we like, we will give a free copy of the original soundtrack for Monster Train to those people that we choose. So if you want to share your ideas, there are a little bit of prizes. And we hope to be able to implement some of those ideas. I can't promise anything because I don't know what they'll be yet. And, we have limitations on our production budget and so on. But that is something that we are actively looking at to kind of expand the possibility space in multiplayer, especially. And we'll look at mutators in the game once we switch over to the game. All right. Another thing to update on is we made some balance changes that went out in a patch a day or two ago to Penumbra, who is the champion of the Umbra clan, and the Hornbreaker Prince, who is the champion of the Hellhorn clan. It looked like, based on our analytics data that we collect about play sessions, that those were the two weakest clans if you were playing them as your primary clan. So we gave both of their champions buffs. You can see details about exactly what we did in the patch notes, which is both available on Discord as well as available in the game itself with a button on the main menu, which you can press and read what was changed. All right. And another announcement, next week, instead of me streaming in this time slot, there is going to be an audio-focused stream with Jordan Chin, our composer and sound designer, and possibly some special guests to talk about a variety of elements of the Monster Train audio design, the process surrounding it, and so on. So if you're interested in the audio side of how the game was developed and learning more about that, please tune in a week from now for Jordan's audio-focused stream. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the game. We can look briefly at the patch notes so I can just mention what was changed here. So that's the button on the main menu I just mentioned. If you click it, it pulls it up and shows you what is going on. So the specific changes for the champions. Let's look at Penumbra first. Base stats increase by 5 attack and 5 health across the board. The Architect and Monstrous upgrade paths now have increased stat scaling. That means as you level up at the Dark Forge more down those paths, the stats of the champion will increase. And the Glutton path, which is the third of the 3 upgrade paths, now has 2 lifesteal across the board on all stages, which we think is potentially interesting, especially when you mix that with some of the other upgrade paths, because you don't have to stay on the same path the entire game. You can mix and match. Audi says, great game. Thank you. Any plans to add additional cards, alternate champions, additional clans, and different bosses? I know you literally just answered this. Yes, I mean, those are things that I am definitely, we're thinking deeply about all of those things, actually. Let me just put it that way. I think alternate champions is definitely an idea that's hot on our mind right now. I think it would be really cool if each clan had at least one more champion that did something different from the current ones. It just greatly increases the possibility space of different combinations between clans. Different bosses is something on our mind as well to increase the, I guess, scope of run variety. I mean, so those are all good ideas. They're all on our mind. I can't announce anything specific right now, but look for announcements in the future. We're definitely like very much looking forward to supporting the game long term and adding those types of content to the game to expand it. All right. Oh Heidi says, what are the reignited tracks in the OST and when do you hear them in game? Oh, cool question. So the reignited tracks are heard when the boss of the level, at least for the non-flying bosses, when the boss comes out is when the reignited version starts playing. So it's a very kind of light element of dynamic music, but there is a little bit of dynamic kind of element, like the intensity increases when the boss comes out and the kind of relentless mode of the battle begins. So we wanted to increase the feeling of the intensity of the battle, and that's what those reignited tracks are for. I will say that the OST was like mixed specifically for soundtrack use. So there are some differences between what is like right in the game and what's in the OST. But, you know, those things are like minor and just to make the listening experience better in the OST itself. You know, the tracks in the game have to like be set up in a specific way to loop and so on. And so the OST was separately mixed and mastered. But yeah, that's what those are for. All right, Chain YK says, question, will you do something to golden cards, make rarity more noticeable? I don't know if I have any golden cards on, since we're looking at the game, we can just pull up the logbook real quick. Yeah, I don't think I have any. I've reset my save data too many times. So, yeah, the rarity icon on a card is the little oval that's underneath the name. So Branding Right has a blue one, which I believe means it is uncommon. And the white one is common. The star is reserved for champions. And there's a purple one, which is rare, which, you know, my sad logbook doesn't have any right now. So we can't see any of those. Yeah, the gold card frame means mastered. And to master a card, you have to win a run with that card in your deck. And so it's actually a disconnected concept from rarity. Like gold just means you've mastered it. And of course, whoops, I'm not going to the right page. All right. To fully master the game, you have to get all the cards on every clan gold here. Yes, I have a very sad-looking logbook, so I haven't mastered any cards, but they would be gold if I had done so. And if you have any ideas for other things that would be cool to do with that system, yeah, please let us know. All right. Crazy Jackal 11 says, can you give a shout-out to all of us over in the modding channel on Discord? Yes, shout out to everyone in the modding channel on Discord. There are some, I guess, what's the right way to put it? Players with a lot of ingenuity trying to come up with ways to do modding on the game, which has been a common question over the past few streams that I've done. So yeah, if you're interested in modding Monster Train, join the Discord, discord.gg/Monster Train, and join the modding channel and join the fun, some of the interesting stuff that's going on in there. All right, Rouse Spaz asks, I have one generally simple question. Is there any idea to add an actual in-depth lore? I have been catching lots of tidbits and hints scattered in the game, and I'm really curious if there is intention for more. So I want to make sure that everybody knows this, and especially you, Rouse Spaz, that there is a lot of lore on a lot of things that is not visible when you are in a battle or in other parts of the game. So you can see here, every single card, you may already know this, but maybe some people don't. Every single card, if you look at it in the logbook, has lore associated with it. And there are threads of how the overall kind of story and world connect all throughout that lore. Every single card has lore. Here's something that's even more hidden, is in battles. Here, I don't know what this run is, but we'll just resume it real quick. There's a way to see lore on enemies as well. And that is via a setting that you have to turn on. We decided to keep it off by default because some people who just want to focus on game mechanics don't want to see this information in battles. But if you turn on Show Lore Tooltips here, when you hover enemies, you can read information about their lore as well. So literally every single enemy in the game has lore, and you have to have that option on to be able to see it within battles. I think this is like something that people have requested many times, and I think it's likely we will do it, but we haven't done it yet, which is we're probably going to add a enemy section to the logbook. So that's still coming, but that's not in there. I should also say all artifacts also have lore. So there's a lot of lore all over the place. If you want more lore, it's there. You do have to flag that option on if you want to see some of it. All right, cool. Let's back out. That's all the questions I had in my little sheet that I'm viewing. Let's go back and just look at the rest of the patch notes real quick. So we covered the upgrades to the Penumbra Champion and how it's been buffed. And so Hornbreaker Prince, as I mentioned earlier, was also buffed. What did he get? His Wrathful upgrade path now gives +5 armor at all levels on Slay and has increased base stats. The Brawler path now has some base armor that lightly scales to increase survivability against spikes. I know the Brawler path is specifically the one that adds multi-strike, but keeps his health relatively low. So we felt that the survivability of that was probably too low overall, and that's why we made that buff. And then finally, the Reaper path now has increased base attack. Reaper is the one where you get more attack on Slay, and so this makes it more likely that that starts to happen. Because your goal as a player is to get that to snowball so that it keeps getting stronger and stronger. All right, Two Holes Have asks, was there ever any plans to give an optional Angel play mode? No. So right from the start, from the very first prototype of Monster Train, you were always playing as the monsters of hell trying to protect your land, but we wanted to make it feel like you weren't the bad guys. Like, this is a story about hell, but it's like it's kind of a fun one, and we want you to empathize with the hell monsters who are just trying to protect their home. So we're definitely not trying to make you feel like totally evil in terms of the theme and kind of feeling there. But yeah, we haven't really thought deeply about allowing you to play the Forces of Heaven. Legit Fetus, great name, asks, ranked Hell Rush, please. Yeah, that's something that we are thinking about for sure. I mean, it's clear that some people are really enjoying Hell Rush and, want to have a experience where they're playing against other people of their same skill level, which is not really possible unless you self-organize it using a custom challenge right now. Because if I just press Hell Rush play right now, it is going to do just kind of random global matchmaking, and which could be against people of widely differing skill levels. So yeah, we understand the need and desire for that. So we are definitely considering it. All right, OD Pixel says, have you thought about adding the ability to live spectate your friends' runs? It's super fun to play though, and discuss a run live with a friend. Is that OD Pixel from Dota commenting fame, I wonder? But anyway, hello OD Pixel. Yeah. Adding the ability to live spectate is something that we totally want to do, and I think would be perfect for Hell Rush as well. If you are out, essentially, especially if you're playing with like somebody you're neck and neck with, or you're playing against a friend, I've often wanted to be able to spectate to see what they're doing. So like in terms of the desire, I'm with you on that, and I totally see it. But unfortunately, the technical complexity of implementing that, given how we've structured parts of the game, is very high. Hey, okay, OD Pixel, yes, it is PogChamp. All right, well, thanks, man. I've loved your Mango Bay streams years ago. Some good memes there. Thank you for your support. So, yeah, ultimately, spectating would be awesome. I totally want to do it, but yeah, it's a hard problem, and we are thinking about it, but it might suck up too much development time in comparison to trying to add other things. We have to prioritize, so it's on our mind, but can't promise anything about that. But I think if I was going to restart and make Monster Train again, starting right now, we would definitely set it up so that would be possible. So I think that's for sure a future lesson, no matter what, for us as a development team. All right. Cool. So let's look at mutators, since I mentioned them, and we're looking for ideas for more mutators. So if we jump over to custom challenges, and we create a challenge. There's a mutator section. So for any of you that haven't seen this UI before, because you may not have created a custom challenge, you can choose from 20-something things in here that all change the game in a variety of ways. So for example, Acid Rain deals 2 damage to all units after a round of combat at the end of your turn. Brawl gives friendly and enemy units +5 attack and +10 health across the board, and your Pyre gets +10 attack, and so on. And so these all do a variety of different things that change the game. Like I said earlier, some are just purely buffs, like Burn Bright gives you +2 Ember per turn. It's just always going to make your life easier. And so you can design a very easy custom challenge by only picking things that are going to be to your benefit. And there are some that are just like purely bad, like Tithe, have the amount of coin earned. So it just makes it harder. You have less money, less you can buy at shops, and so on. And so for the daily challenge, we have a little algorithm that runs that tries to select 3 mutators that are balanced up to a degree. I mean, still there's some variance as to whether or not it's easier or harder. But we try to we're not going to give you all good mutators or all bad mutators because, we just don't think for the daily challenge that makes it competitive enough. But for your own challenges, you can do whatever you want. And yeah, so that's one of the areas of new content we're thinking about right now is trying to expand the possibilities in multiplayer by adding more mutators. So I said this at the beginning of the stream, but I'll say it again. If you have ideas for mutators that you think would be cool to add to Monster Train, please post them in the Steam forums. And you can also post them in our Discord, which is where a lot of community members are talking about the game. But on the Steam forums, if you post them, we're going to pick some number of people whose ideas we love, and we're going to give you a free copy of the soundtrack on Steam. So if you have ideas, please share them with us. We'd love to hear them right now. Now's a good time for us to be talking about those. All right. So in the custom challenge UI as well, of course, you can pick your primary and allied clans. You can choose what covenant level you want to play on. You can choose whether or not you want to do a private Hell Rush. So to jump back to the previous, question about ranked Hell Rush. So yes, we don't have that right now. That's true. But if you find in the community other people that are, if you're looking for challenge, let's say, other people who are both good players and who you can, become friends with online or whatever, you could do a coordinated private Hell Rush using a custom challenge where you can even make the game even harder, because the normal broad matchmaking for Hell Rush is only on Covenant level 1. But if you do a custom Hell Rush, you can set it to whatever Covenant you want. So you can go all the way up to 25. All right, and then of course the last thing we have here in the custom challenge menu is the dice icon, which will randomly pick some stuff for you. Let's see if this one looks interesting. So we've got Stygian main clan, primary clan, and Melting Remnant allied clan. And the mutators are Duality, double stacks of all status effects. That can be fantastic with Frostbite, for example, from the Stygian Guard. Junked Up, add 8 calcified Ember to your starting deck, which just gets in your way, but you can get rid of them since they're Purge. And Permadeath, all non-champion units which dies are purged from your deck forever, which is pretty brutal with Melting Remnant as the allied clan, given that there's a lot of there's that key reform kind of game mechanic where they can bring units back from the dead. Well, Permadeath completely negates that. That becomes totally useless. So this looks like a pretty tough challenge, and I put it at Covenant level 10, which makes it even harder. So let's think about this one a little bit. I mean, maybe it would be fun just to go for a ridiculously hard one and see how well we can do. Let me answer the questions real quick, though. So, Elnauer, idea. Do you think it would be possible to earn some kind of money throughout runs, which we could use to customize a little bit for starter decks, our starter decks? Yeah, further customization of starter decks is another thing that we're thinking about, particularly with custom challenges. Being able to maybe choose what cards you start with, which we see is that's more of, right now we're thinking of that as more of kind of a crazier multiplayer feature to try to design interesting challenges around. We haven't thought about that in context of single player runs at all, but yeah, interesting question. You get a little, something persistent across runs, I guess, is kind of what you're getting at. I don't know. Interesting. But another idea with regards to more champions is the possibility of having different starter cards depending on which champion you've picked. So that would give you some amount of customization with regards to what starting cards you have in that way. All right. Radon Cloud asks, would it be possible to allow users access to the run summaries outside of the game interface, or to allow export of a run summary to a spreadsheet? That's a cool question. So yeah, we can definitely support run summaries outside of the game interface. We have basically, the game talks to an API that runs on our servers, and run history is stored there. And that information is displayed within the game in like a rich way, right? We show your cards, you can hover them, you can look at all kinds of data. But it would be possible to use that API as well for like a website. So, and that's why we designed it that way. So we can do that. Like nothing is happening like right this second on that, but I think that would be awesome. I think it would make it, we try to create these deep links, monster train : / that I think are really cool, but there's some challenges with those, like Twitter won't recognize them as clickable links and so on. So I definitely do see the value of being able to see that stuff outside of the game as well. So yes, I think we can do that. With regards to the spreadsheet question, that's the first time I've heard that. And so right now the answer is no, but it seems totally possible that we could do some kind of CSV export. And I can see why, like if you're really serious about the game and trying to optimize your gameplay, I can see why you would want that. So that's a cool idea. I'm going to remember that and think about it after this stream. All right, and related to that, Adam5K1 says, are there any plans to be able to see your records? At the end of the run summary, display information like most morsel consumed. Yeah, so that request has come up a lot. We want to do that. We're thinking it'll just be another page in the logbook. We just need time to get to it. It's similar to like wanting to be able to see enemies, like information about enemies in the logbook, just wanting to be able to put more information there. We knew about those kind of desires to have that even before the game was released, and we just didn't have time to do it all, and we had to prioritize, but we definitely want to do both of those, so thank you for your question. All right, cool. Let's jump in. Let's just give this run a shot. Like, I think this is going to be ridiculously hard, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to go at Covenant 10, submit the challenge, and anybody who's watching is welcome to join this or post the link in Discord or whatever. Let's see what our custom challenge name is going to be. Yours Precious Walls. They're so precious. All right, so if you want to play this, you can play. Here, I'll paste the deep link over here somewhere. Maybe my little elven helpers behind the scenes can help me post that in Discord. Or you can just type this in. You can just go into the game, into the custom challenge menu, and under multiplayer, and just type in Yours Precious Walls. And let's get started. All right, what do we start with? So we've got Seraph the Diligent as our final boss. We'll devour our spells. We'll put Consume on the first spell we play per battle. Starting cards, Flash Freeze. All right, we got the benefit of our Mutator that gives us double stack. So deals 3 damage and applies 16 Frostbite. That is really nice. Drip Fall, descend a unit, move them down. And Urshan Spines, spell weakness 4 to enemy units. All right, that's a nice combo with the double stack, or duality, excuse me, it's called for the Mutators. This is already at 4. Cool, we've had some people join us too. Hello to all of you. Something like Tokyo, Twikio, Blue Boy, Harb, and ZG1S. Hello to you, sirs. All right, and we've got a reminder of our mutators. So we've got Duality, Junked Up, and Permadeath. So let's see what picks we have here. I go for the artifact first, so let's see. All right, when a friendly unit dies, enhance it with +10 attack. That's pretty nice, except for the fact that we have Permadeath, which means when a unit dies, it's purged from our deck forever. So that is not going to be good. Sigiled Seaweed, 50% chance to apply Silence. Silence can be fantastic, so we're definitely going to take that. All right, and well, one thing I wanted to do as well, that I have to remind myself what all of these Covenant ranks do, because unlike some of our best players, I'm still on Covenant 3 or 4, I think, naturally. Although, to my kind of defense, I do reset my save data frequently. Alright, so Covenant rank 10. Enemies are stronger, add additional random cards. Everyone knows what Covenant 1 does if you've played the game at all. Covenant 2, add dead weight to your starting deck. So we've got, in addition to all of these calcified embers from the mutator, we also have deadweight. Major battles now have additional enemies. Minor bosses have increased attack. Minor battles now have additional enemies. Add a copy of the primary clan starter card to your starting deck. So that also junks up your deck a little bit more. Got another Frozen Lance and another Dreg. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. All right. Some basic enemies have more attack. Add a copy of the Allied Clan starter card. Okay, we just talked about that. Your Pyre takes 20 damage at the start of the run. That's why we've started with 60 health instead of 80. And this is the big boy one, the big kicker. Friendly units on the top floor enter with Dazed. That one you really have to think about, and we'll see how that plays out. All right, for our champion upgrades, we've got Conduit Path and Handheld Totem Path. All right, Conduit. Damage spells cast on this floor are -1 Ember. And we've got the Sweep, Spell Weakness 2. So spell weakness is doubled here because of duality, which is pretty nice. C-Ron asks, is the run the same or randomized for everyone? The run is exactly the same for everybody, unless there's a bug, but we're pretty sure there's not. It should be exactly the same. So everyone got the same artifact decision that I got. Everybody gets the same champion upgrade pass that I got. Everybody gets the same trials and all the battles that I got, and so on. All right, so what do we got here? I'm trying to think this through. I think we're going to need to go big on spells and big on spell weakness, so I'm going with this one. All right, so we've got the Guardians of the Light. Enemy units enter with armor 10. I mean, normally to win in a competitive kind of game, you would definitely have to take the trials, but with Covenant 10 and Permadeath, I'm pretty scared to take them. And I've still got 30 minutes of streaming potentially, so I don't want to take this and then just die really fast, so I'm actually not going to take it. I'm going to chicken out. All right, Zekro Plays Games asks, exactly how rare is it to get the Bone Dog card from the Abandoned Store event, if you know? I don't know. It's pretty rare, though. All right, so thanks for the silence. So silence that came from our Sigiled Seaweed artifact has silenced the Trusted Priest, which means they can't heal, which is nice. Okay, so we got to think all this through. I mean, the champion upgrade path that I chose has very low health. It does put a lot of spell weakness on the enemies, though. If this Dreg dies, it's nice that it has Burnout 4 instead of 2. Again, that's coming from Duality, the mutator here. But if it dies, it's gone from my deck permanently, which I don't know if I want to do that yet. To answer a question as well about the determinism, like we're trying to make the game deterministic so that the challenge is, I guess, fair amongst everybody who's playing together, if they're playing the same challenge. Even the cards that are drawn into your hand on the first turn should be exactly the same. So, like, that's at the level we're talking about. It's like you should be getting... I mean, it's possible to diverge on that based on the decisions you make within a battle, but for the starting conditions here, you should have the same thing there as well. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Should I just start throwing away my dregs? They're not going to survive long no matter what. We have, like, no way to keep them alive, basically, right now. All right, I don't know if that's the right decision or not, but I'm going to do that, and I think I'm just going to get rid of a calcified ember. We got to get this stuff, start getting it out of our deck. Ooh. Well, that was bad. That was pretty bad. What can we do here? Nothing useful. Pixie 1001 says, are the card rewards at the end of each fight the same as well? Yes. It says yes. Juden Coral says, how much did you want to name the game Protect the Pyre? Kappa. Actually, I think the very first time that I heard that suggestion was after we had already came out, but, you know, I like it. It's cute. Yeah. Missed opportunity. Video Game Despot asks, is there any plan for additional covenants past 25? Yeah, we think that would be interesting. So I can't promise anything about timeline and so on, but we do think that that would be an interesting way to expand the game. All right. Should I even play this now, or should I just try to... Well, let's see. How many cards do I have in my deck? 17, 5 per turn. I probably won't get it in my hand again for the boss, so I'm just going to cast that now. Push that guy down just to... make him take some more time before he gets up there. All right, we got our Flash Freeze. Is there anything at all useful we can do here? Just trying to spread the love, I guess. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Anything? Push that guy out. This is rough. We're gonna lose all our units here for sure, unless I like intentionally don't sack them. CML just died on Battle 2, and that's looking likely to be my fate as well. Tempting to flash freeze this guy just to get rid of him, but I think we'll take less damage overall if I do it there eventually. Oh man. So, okay, we gotta remember this. Oh man, and Duality doubles it. Okay, so anytime you summon a friendly unit into the top floor of the train on Covenant rank 10, they start with Dazed. And so far, Duality has been in our favor every single time until now because it's doubled. They come in with Dazed 2 on the top floor on this run. Well, come next battle, we're going to have no units. So this is going to be interesting. Alright, well, we aren't going to take any more pyre damage, but we lost, I think, almost all of our units. Let's look at our deck. We have 1 Dreg left. Woo! That's going to be interesting. All right. Animosity TXT says, is there a future where multiplayer has more direct interaction between the players? As of right now, there's no plans to like play directly head-to-head. Or to, I don't know, like, one thing I've thought a little bit about, like, would it be cool if you could do something like, I don't know, there's like Tetris games when you're playing multiplayer, and like, depending on how you're doing, you can drop things on the other person and so on. So conceptually, like, what would something look like that for Monster Train? So yeah, I mean, thinking about it, but no specific plans right now. Okay, what do we get? Titan's Tooth, offering card, 5 damage AoE and Frostbite 20, which is awesome given Duality. However, hard to cast, expensive. Offering token, draw 1, discard 1. It's awesome, helps combo things like Titan's Tooth and Crypt Builder. Both of these spells are great with a spell-focused kind of deck that we're going for. And Crypt Builder can scale up really high when you have stacks of spell weakness, which we have 2 ways to put spell weakness on. We've got that card, and we've got our champion has sweep with spell weakness as well. But I think the utility of the AoE damage is probably going to be the most useful, so I'm going to take Titan's Tooth. Like I was saying, okay, here's our allied clan, the Melting Remnant. Molded is basically garbage in this run because none of our units are going to the consume pile. They're all being purged. Unless we can get Endless on somebody, I'm pretty sure Endless overwrites permadeath, so we could take Molted Encasement and just pray that we can get Endless on him, because Stealth 2 onto our champion would actually increase his survivability dramatically. So that seems like a good idea. Let's give that a shot. The champion does not die from permadeath. That is a feature. It says it right there in the tooltip on permadeath. Any non-champion unit which dies is purged from your deck. It would just be too hard to not have your champion. Alright, so we had 2 people die on the second battle, Digital Ghost and CML. We will see if I will fall or not. Okay, So we can go to the left and get a spell merchant and gold, or we can go to the right and get a unit merchant and another unit. Since we just lost so many units, I think I'm definitely going to go to the right. But what I'm really hoping for is an endless upgrade from the Merchant of Steel. So let's do it. Let's just take a look first. All right, there's not one there. And I don't have enough money to re-roll. So if I can re-roll, but I won't be able to buy the rare upgrade. This third one is always like one of the more rare ones. And so if I do that and Endless popped up, I would just be sad because I wouldn't be able to buy it. All right, so what are we going to do here? All right, I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose my other unit first. Okay, so survivability seems more important given the permadeath element. So Lady of the Reformed has 40 life, more likely to survive than the Paraffin Enforcer. So I'm definitely going to pick her. And what does she have? She has Burnout 6 instead of 3 because of duality, which is nice. And then Revenge. Friendly Burnout units gain Burnout 2, and that's also buffed. So I don't think she's going to run out of Burnout based on that, especially if we're using her as a frontline blocker. More likely to just die. So we could give her... I mean, giving her Heartstone seems to make sense. We need more life. Like, I could give it to Molten Encasement, but his Extinguish thing doesn't really do anything useful. If he only gets to trigger it once ever. So I really want to get Endless on Molten Encasement. So I'm going to put that on Lady of the Reformed. And I might re-roll and hope for another cheap one. How much gold do I have? Well, I have left. I'll have 30, which I think I can afford one more upgrade. So let's try it. Oh, that's interesting. Upgrade a unit with Incant, gain 1 armor. That's not bad. We're going for a spell focus strategy. Wickstone is not horrible on Lady of the Reformed as well, but I really would want to give more health more than anything. So plus 5 health is kind of like not feeling worth it for the upgrade slot. So I probably won't do that. Would Runestone be interesting on her? Gains 2 armor on Incant, not just 1. Just, it's another survivability boost. Does armor block a Revenge? The Revenge trigger? Can't remember. Revenge says triggers when damaged. I think it still happens, even if it's blocked by armor. Let's try it. What the hell? Let's give it a shot. Alright. Well, so I'm praying I can beat level 2, because it looks like most people made it past level 2. Alright. Mark of Invasion is the trial. At the start of each battle, an enemy unit appears on each floor for 75 coins. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're already in trouble. We're going to continue to skip those. And we've got the boss is the Steel Slate, which is extra annoying with permadeath because it's a spikes-oriented boss, which makes it more likely our units are going to die. But what do we care? We're almost completely out of units at this point anyways. Alright, so I think we just are going to go for this. We're just going to go for it right away. Alright, we'll be able to get some good armor. Starting to build up some armor, so we got 4 armor from those 2 spell casts. Alright, so she did get Revenge, even with armor blocking it, so that answers that question. Do I even want to play the Molten Encasement? Probably not. I want to save him. I don't want him to die, so I'm just going to get rid of one of those and go. I'm going to play that Dreg there. The Dreg will benefit from the burnout here. Alright. Oh, that's not looking good. Well, we're going to say goodbye to our Lady of the Reformed. Well, she did some work. Okay, so then do we flash freeze this guy, or do we just try to get rid of Calcified Ember? I feel like we have to flash freeze him. Oh, he's dead now. That's handy. I don't think casting this is going to make her survive. Oh, it looks like it's damn close. Wait. No, she is going to survive now. Hells yeah! I could not have predicted that, given the math behind that, but... That's the feels good man moment. Looks like Blue Boy, who was the, I guess, racing ahead of everybody else, just died on level 6 on Fell, so we'll see how we can do. All right, another card, another card. So, another Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze is pretty damn good, but we do already have 2 of them. Energy Siphon. Apply spell weakness 2 to an enemy unit. Energy Siphon's very good. We have a lot of spell weakness going on. That's even more. And Ice Tornado, also good. But I think Energy Siphon has more general utility right now, because we have a bunch of attack spells, and I just want ways to boost them. Purifying Cleanse is not bad, actually. Usually a lot of people don't like this card, at least that's the feedback I've heard, but I think it can do some good. It adds Burnout, which we don't really care about given how our Burnout characters are set up, but it gives us a way to heal Lady of the Reformed, and we have no other way to heal her right now. So I'm actually going to go for it. I think it's better than nothing. Okay, so we can go left, get an artifact, get a Stygian unit, and go to the Concealed Caverns, or right and go to the Spell Merchant, get some life, and also the Caverns. So getting life is nice for our Pyre because we are down to 49 out of 80. However, the Merchant of Magic, not that exciting because we don't have that much coin. We'll only be able to buy 1 or 2 minor upgrades, which isn't super exciting. So I think I'll probably go this way. All right, let's go to the Caverns first. Cave of the Thousand Eyes. This is where you can gamble to get an artifact, basically. So we can lose coins or life to go for it, both of which we don't have a lot of. Should we go for it? You can die. You can do this and die. I'm pretty sure, unless we started blocking that. We did block that somewhere else. So, okay. I have so few coins. I really don't want to get rid of coins. So, offering life, super risky too. Got 15 more minutes in my planned stream time. So, what the hell? Let's just go for it. And of course, we didn't get it. So now we can offer coins or life again. We have a higher chance of getting it now. So 25%. Let's do it again. And of course we didn't get it. Do it, Kappa. Ostini, yes. Let's do it again. Hey! Okay, Firestone Housing. That's actually quite nice. Units gain an extra upgrade slot. I definitely want that. We've deemed you worthy. Thank you. Thank you, Cave. I appreciate it. Fluffatron UK, all in. Absolutely. All right, so now that we've got that, we've got one more upgrade slot on Lady of the Reformed, which is awesome. Hopefully we can get to this unit merchant, stay alive, and actually benefit from that, and keep her alive because of permadeath. All right, let's look at what our artifact choices are. 50% chance to remove all buff effects on an enemy unit when they enter your terrain. This most commonly comes up with Rage. It's the most common one that you can cleanse off, which is nice. Or +3 magic power globally, which will increase the damage of all of our damage spells. It will increase the healing on Purifying Cleanse as well. I think I'm going to go for the... Yeah, I'm probably forgetting more uses out of this, but I'm going to go for the Talisman, so we'll see how that goes. And what are our Stygian units? More Frostbite, Revenge. Apply Frostbite 6 on the Titan Sentry. Or another Spell Weakness Sweep with Strike, which is the same thing we have on our champion here. We can get more of that from the Icy Siliphyte, although her survivability is fairly low. Let's try Titan Sentry. I mean, I think we got to focus on units that have decent survivability in this run. All right, and our Daedalus variant is the double barrel variant. Constructed explosives explode twice, making them more deadly. Okay. Yeah, well, now I'm regretting not taking the other artifact there, and I shouldn't have taken the Tempered Talisman, because their rage is also doubled. So the clergymen usually come in with rage 2, but again, because of duality, now they're coming in with rage 4, so That's already a very dangerous room to be placing units. So I don't want to place anyone there. I don't want to place anyone here because of the constructed explosive. If I place my units here, then they will be dazed. It's not a good life. Yeah, it looks like Silliphite isn't affected by duality. I noticed that too, Flaming Ketchup. Is that a display glitch? It's probably a bug. Yeah, I think for things to say 1 or 2, oftentimes the base text in the card needs to say 1, and that one says it just applies spell weakness. I bet if we changed it to say it applies spell weakness 1, then it would automatically be fixed. So we should just get that filed as a bug report, I think. All right. Yeah, so what do I want to do here? 9, 18, we've got 36 damage showing on those guys. We could kill one of them with this. We could speculatively take 36 damage on the Lady of the Reform. She would not die, and then Tethys would kill them all with Sweep. However, since we could kill one with the Frozen Lance, we'd only take 27 damage, and she has 65 life, which is nice, but still, it's a big risk, because if she dies, that's really going to throw off, I think, our long-term strategy, so I don't know, this may be the wrong call, but I'm going to play them up here. And the Titan Sentry, I'm just going to save him. This is permadeath. You know, I'm trying to play for the long game here. I don't want to throw him away needlessly. Alright, I'm going to put Spell Weakness onto Daedalus. I'm going to hope that we can build that up. As much as I want to get rid of Calcified Ember, I think we still have to focus on dealing damage here, so... Alright, nice. We got our Purifying Cleanse, although, of course, I wish she had already taken some damage, so we'll definitely do that, though. We'll get the Incant benefit also. I think I want to get rid of one of these guys. It's funny, because these bombs are silenced, they'll never leave the train, because they go away with their on-turn trigger, and so that's why because they're silenced, the trigger is grayed out there, and they won't be going away. Nice, so we got our Titan's Tooth here, which we can drop onto these guys. Should I Urgent Spines Daedalus now, or should I wait? That's the thing I'm thinking about. Let's just do it now. And we're going to cast this, which is going to be a nice big bomb on those guys and give us some more incant triggers. Uh-oh. Yeah, I wasn't paying close attention, so an enchanter came in here, the Conduit Infiltrator, which gives haste. It's funny that it says haste 2. That's another minor bug that doesn't actually do anything. Haste should not be a stackable status effect, because all haste does is it means they skip the middle floor when they climb. So now, of course, I'm really wishing I had that AoE attack here. Okay, we did have enough to get rid of her. And the sweep is going to kill a lot of these guys, so we're not going to take too much pyre damage here. Alright, is there anything we want to do here? I don't think so. I don't think I want to play Titan Sentry yet. He's just going to die. So, just going to purge off one of those. And we are going to take some pyre damage. Okay. That's good. We can heal her up for free some. See, I think we definitely just want to use Flash Freeze on Daedalus here. We've got 49 Frostbite on him, which is per Relentless Combat round. He's going to be taking all that damage. Looks good. He's dead. Our unit's still alive. I guess, yeah, there's no reason to cast these then, so let's just purge off another one of these. Well, Remnant Pact is a nice one to see. Apply Endless to a friendly unit. That counteracts permadeath. I know we've gotten a lot of questions on that, and I actually forgot for a period of time as well. Maybe we should put that in the tooltip on permadeath. But yeah, Endless, if a unit dies, they come back. So somebody says, stacked haste is like having 4 coffees before noon. Doesn't actually make you any faster, but you sure feel like it. Brilliant observation. I like that. All right, so Remnant Pact. Remnant Pact looks really nice. Really nice. The only problem is like our deck still has 21 cards. Not super reliable to get it in our hand, but it's good. Ancient Synergy. It's another big damage spell. I feel like it's good, but we're congealing more around Frostbite right now. Reckless Recruitment. Remove all burnout and debuff effects from a unit. That doesn't really feel useful. We're going Remnant Pact. We get a unit draft. Do we want any of these guys? So these are... Wickless Baron has a harvest ability, so when a unit dies in the room, or harvest trigger I should say, he gets a bit stronger, which increases his survivability, but his base stats are not great, so I don't know, we'll think. Siren of the Sea can be really good if you can pull off the incant trigger enough times, but we are casting a lot of high cost ember spells, it feels like right now. Like we keep wanting to be able to cast Titan's Tooth and, well, at least for now, get rid of these calcified embers. So I don't feel like we would get a ton of incants. We do have an incentive, though, to place her in the same room with Lady of the Reformed because they will both benefit from incant now. And there's Lady of the House, who benefits from Lady of the Reformed's burnout, has decent damage. Let's go for her. All right. What have we felt constrained the most by? Ember, card draw, or capacity? Momentai Wadabao says, does Siren get double incant from the mutator? No. So incant is a trigger, and so this doubles stacks of all status effects. And let's see, we can't see it here. We can jump back into the logbook just real quick to answer that one. This incant, this is like when the base stats get changed in this way, this is considered an enhancement. And enhance is a specific keyword that means like it changes for the rest of the battle. It's not a status effect. So because of that, the answer is no. Siren, the incant effects there are not affected by this mutator. There is an artifact that doubles all incant effects, and I guess that could be a mutator as well. All right, Ostini says, how big is the team that worked on the game, by the way? I'm a big fan. Approximately, like the core team is around 10 people, but a lot more people worked on the game overall, doing different things like voiceovers, and we had a lot of artists who worked on all the wonderful character and card art that's in the game. There was maybe 20-ish artists in total that worked on different parts. So, yeah, good amount. If you want to find the full list, just look at the credits in the game and you can see everything. All right. Okay, but back to the question here. Which one of these do we need the most? I feel like we don't need capacity. Like, I'm kind of mentally setting up for having Lady of the House and Lady of the Reformed in the same room. Molten Encasement is kind of dangling. I'm, like, regretting having picked him now. He's not really doing anything for us. If we did take that, we could also put Molten Encasement in the same room. And we do have a way to give it Endless now with Remnant Pact. But I feel like I would be targeting Lady of the Reform mostly with Remnant Pact. Card draw is just always nice, just always a benefit. I felt a little bit constrained on Ember. We have these 3 cost cards right now. Struggling. The Eddie C says, whoever does the morsel sounds and the entombed explosive sounds is my favorite person. Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to get it wrong. There's 2 different voice actors that performed for the game, and I I don't remember which one did those. I think it's DB Cooper, but I'm not sure. Maybe someone from my team, if they're watching, can answer that. All right. Well, I'm always tempted by card draw. That's always something that I like. Just gives you more options. I think I'm going to go for it. Okay, we've got 135 coin. Yeah, let's go... As badly as I kind of want to copy some cards, I'm going to go to the right here. Let's get rid, or let's get our heal first. Thinking about the purge. Let's go to the merchant first. Whoa, okay. Multi-strike also got upgraded by duality here, so that is really nice. Could put that right here. That's looking pretty good on Lady of the House, I must say. Keep Lady of the Reformed as kind of like a frontline tank and try to build Lady of the House into the big damage dealer. That's feeling good. Let's go for that. We've got 40 coins left. Wickstone, I don't want for reasons I explained earlier. Battlestone. Like we've got that third upgrade slot because of the artifact we got, but I want to get another Heartstone or something like that. It's not bad though. And we could also put it on Lady of the House because she has multi-strike now. She benefits even more from any damage increases. Could also just throw it on this Titan Sentry with the hope that we get more utility out of him. All right, I'm going to go overtime on my stream. I was scheduled to end at 12, but I'm going to play just one more battle. So let's do one more. I want to see how this strategy plays out. Now, I'm invested in it. I want to see what happens. All right. I'm going to put it on Lady of the House. Just the scaling of getting that for multi-strike is nice. All right, and so even more spell weakness. I mean, spell weakness is nice. We haven't really benefited from this that much yet, but we are now building into a strategy where we have a lot more kind of frontline blockers. We can keep our champion alive longer, so that's nice. Reducing the cost of damage spells. I still don't feel like I care that, like it would be nice, but I don't care that much about it, so I'm going for it. Going for more spell weakness. Whoops. Didn't notice, I didn't do that, so we can definitely get rid of the calcified embers, just, yeah, dump them. Is there anything else we should consider dumping? I mean, Frozen Lance gets hated on a lot. We already have a way to get rid of these. We can cast them with 3 Ember. Although as the kind of game goes on, you know, sometimes you get like moments in the early game where you can just get rid of these and you don't care about using your Ember, but as the game gets further, you know, it gets harder and it's more of a challenge to kind of cast these. You don't want to be using your Ember on them. Yeah, I mean, Frozen Lance is, you know, it's not great. Flash Freeze is way better. Maybe I'll hedge. I'll get rid of one of these, and I'm gonna get rid of one Frozen Lance. I hope that ends up being a decent decision. So we'll see. Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes 4 for a random artifact. Tethys Titan's Bane is going to die super fast to spikes, so let's not take it. Alright, nice. This guy got silenced, the Absolver. He is going to be a lot less annoying. Alright. This is risky. I mean, I don't really want to play the Titan Sentry because we still, you know, haven't really buffed him much, or at all, actually, and I don't want him to die still. I still think he could be a useful part of my strategy. Do I want a Titan's Tooth right here? Or I'm just going to get rid of a Calcified Ember. I'm going to use the opportunity. This guy's going to die to my champion. And I don't care about the frontline guy because he has no attack. Alright, there we go. We got the other cards that I wanted. And I'm going to Remnant Pact my front line, which I think makes the most sense. She's the most likely to die, right? I'm sad that I missed another collector. I don't think I've gotten a single collector on this entire run, which is very unusual for me. I'm usually very greedy and go for those. Alright, I'm just going to get rid of that one. How many of those do we have left? Just one now. I'm going to save that. Suck pyre, dude! All these guys are dead again. Let's just get rid of the last one. There we go. Yeah, this is working out nicely, actually. Okay, what can I do? I can cast these frozen lances at least. Will... Yep. Trying to get the incant triggers here. Can't do any of these, unfortunately. Should I play them? I'm not going to play them. Ooh, they are dead. She is also dead, but the good news is that she's got Endless, so she should not be purged from our deck. I should have done that first. Oh, there, let's do it now. Oh, and now she's not dead, thanks to the incant, buffing her up some more. Yeah. This strat's working out nicely. Now, like, I want to see if I can win. Let's see, who's left here? We've got 3 people left. All right, we've got Eld Windpan on the 8th Ring of Hell and Digital Ghost on the 7th. So some people are getting deeper in. In terms of picks here, Sap is really nice. Apply Sap 6. It's doubled by Duality. Also Offering. And Frenzied Swarm is nice with offering cards too, and it applies Daze 2 to enemy units. Also doubled from Duality. Mollusk Mage, good, but not good enough for the deck I'm building right now. So, tempting to go Guardian's Amulet. Although Frenzied Swarm also very good. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Engulfed in Smoke is interesting too. Apply Stealth 4 to friendly units, also doubled. That's a lot of stealth. If you can pile that up before, like, Relentless with a boss, that can be very impactful. Let's do that. I feel okay taking that also because we took the card draw upgrade after Daedalus. Oh, Eld Windpan died against Seraph. Looks like a couple people have here. Alright, interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to end the stream here. This is a pretty fun run. Let's see who's ahead right now. Let's go back in here. Coming Virus is in number 1. Oh, somebody who did win. So Harb defeated Seraph. That's what the this icon here means. But did not have the most points, which means must not have taken too many trials. That's usually what that means. Or Coming Virus did some boss rush kills that improved their score. So, anywho. Yeah, thank you for joining me this week. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Feel free to post about mutator ideas. That's kind of our call to action right now. Is if you're interested in what cool, like thinking about what kind of cool mutators we could add to the multiplayer modes, please post them on the Steam forums for your chance to win a copy of the soundtrack. And of course, you're always welcome to discuss it in Discord with us at discord.gg/monstertrain. Otherwise, look for next week there to be another developer stream, this time with Jordan Chin. It's going to focus on audio, the development of the music, and so on for the game. So Jordan and friends to discuss that. Yeah, otherwise, signing off for now and see you another time. Bye.